welcome to this week's Ask Charlie, to my new, almost finished, not quite finished, kitchen, but I couldn't wait until it was fully finished to share a cooking video with you for this week. I've just been so desperate to get back cooking good home cooked food. It has been a while. I've tried my best throughout the move, but it hasn't been that easy. I think, well, we were basically 6 weeks without a kitchen here. Now I have worktops and I have a kitchen sink, which is very exciting. Well, a kitchen sink with taps and running water, it makes such a difference. Sorry, Lola's pacing around the place. Lola, on your bed, go on. Sorry, we still have a black floor. I don't know if you can completely see it. The builder's sort of floor on top. We're putting a surround around the Arga and tiling and putting up shelves and things like that, but that is probably going to be, I'm thinking 4 weeks until it's totally done. Could be longer, who knows. But I can use the kitchen and it's really exciting. We're cooking non-stop. But I want to talk to you this week about batch cooking, meal planning, getting organised, and I'm going to share a lovely soup recipe with you, which actually somebody shared on Instagram recently, and I had a flurry of, oh, what's the recipe? And I thought, do you know what? That's perfect. I will share that. I've just made a loaf of sourdough. I've just taken it out of the oven. It's cooling there, so this is perfect. I think this time of year is soup with a lovely, delicious slice of bread or toast or a roll. Scrummy. But let's talk about meal planning. I have my weekly meal planner and shopping list. Now, gosh, many years ago, 24 years ago, I was a nanny and I had 3 children to look after, and that is when I discovered batch cooking. It was Mum who I would be phoning frantically saying, Mum, could you talk me through how to make your whatever it was? And she would talk me through it, and she'd say, double the recipes, put a portion in the freezer. Such great advice. So that is how I've always cooked. When obviously our children came along, I had the experience when I was nannying, but even more so, I wanted to be all good, organised. It's so lovely when you can pull a home cooked meal out of the freezer and know that you've got something lovely, delicious, healthy for you to eat. And the other day I made a lovely lamb moussaka. The recipe was for my members club for October, and I made 2. I put one in the freezer, and Simon said, what are we gonna have for supper tonight? And I was like, should I take that other lamb moussaka out? And he was like, great idea. And we were rushed the other day, and it was so nice to have a lovely home cooked meal that, you know, it's just effortless. I'm really lucky with Arga. If I forget to take something out in the morning or the night before to defrost, I can just put it in the warming oven until I can put a knife in the centre, and then I transfer it into the roasting oven. And actually the lamb moussaka took about 45 minutes to defrost, and then I put it into the roasting oven and cooked it from there. But I created this, gosh, probably about 4 years ago. It was a friend who came up or gave me the idea, and it's so brilliant to be able to kind of plan out. So on a Sunday, I sit down and I plan the week ahead. Here you've got a copy of my freezer diary, which is really handy to note what you have got in your freezer and keep on track of it. I've got helpful tips for you there, and then a suggested meal plan on the first page. And then there's 52 of these, so you can plan throughout the year your recipes for the week. You've got notes section there, and then you've got your shopping list. And either you can take this shopping with you, or you can rip out the pages and take those shopping with you, or maybe you do an online order. If you've got a super busy week and you don't have time to plan, you can just refer back to a week that you have previously done, copy the shopping list, voila, done, easy peasy. And everything that I do through Ask Charlie is aimed to make life easier for you, and it's things that I have picked up along the way through having a wonderful mum that was forward thinking and really organised, to my days nannying and then being a mother of 3 and running seriously busy life with lots going on in different directions. They're things that I have found make our life easier, and I'm sharing those all with you. So enough waffle, let's get cooking. So the first thing I'm going to do is just cut off the top of my bulb of garlic, pop it on some tin foil. I've got all the dogs down there at my feet, which makes it a little tricky. I'm just going to pop a little drizzle of extra virgin oil over that. I'm using Susanna and Daughters extra virgin oil. This is their early harvest, and I've met Susanna and chatted to her about the olive oil, and it's just, that is in a different quality, different league. Right, I'm just going to crunch that up and shove that straight in to the roasting oven of my alga and leave that there for about 30 minutes while I prep everything else. So I went to the village shop this morning and came back with these absolute beauties. So we're going to roast them on there, and I'm actually going to add in some carrots. I'm not going to peel my carrots. I'm just going to top and tail them, and that was well saved. I'm just going to top and tail and slice them up into chunks. I think there's lots of goodness in the skin, so why peel it unless you want it to look really pretty? But we're going to be pureeing this soup up, so it really doesn't matter. But I'm always thinking of where I can keep goodness in, and that is one way of not peeling the veg. So I've got the carrots in there. I'm just going to put a bit of sea salt, a drizzle of that olive oil, and then I'm going to pop this in the roasting oven of my alga as well with the garlic. Leave them there for about 30 to 40 minutes. I'm going to make my soup in a large pot. I've got some vegetable stock here and a couple of tins of tomatoes. I'll just add those into my pan. Add a little bit of water to your tins, swirl it around and add that in. That way you clean your tins and you don't waste anything. I love adding hummus into my tomato soups, so I'm just going to pop actually a couple of large spoonfuls of hummus in there. It just adds a delicious richness and it's scrumptious. These have roasted and are looking really good. I've left the garlic in there for a little bit longer. Let's pop these on the tray. I'm going to take the tomatoes off the vine and then add all of this in to my pan. Right, add that all in. I find if you roast the tomatoes and carrot, you just have a wonderful depth of flavour. Garlic smells amazing. I'm just going to let it cool for a little before handling it. And then vegetable stock. I'm actually using low sugar stock cubes. You could use homemade stock, chicken stock. Add stock, give it a stir, and season with salt and pepper. Some basil leaves, add those in, and then when the garlic has cooled enough to handle, I'm just going to use 3 of these garlic cloves, and then I'll use the rest for another recipe. So I'm going to add those in, give it a good stir through, and then I'm going to just bring this to the boil and then simmer it for about 30 minutes before pureeing it up. I just realised I forgot to tell you yesterday about my online batch cooking course. I created it a number of years ago. It is packed full of so much advice, tips and recipes. So I'm going to leave that link down below. It's an online course and there's PDFs, there's notes, there's video tutorials and all of the recipes for you. I've had brilliant feedback on this course, and planning ahead saves time, saves money, and it makes life so much easier. So I hope that if you're struggling in that area and want to dive deeper into batch cooking and have a lot of recipes from me, then head to the link in the description of this video to access my batch cooking course. One of the great things about cooking on an Arga is you can put pots inside the ovens and they can cook away in there rather than having to use them on the tops. So my Arga is from Range Exchange and it's a dual control. So Range Exchange do reconditioned Argas and they work brilliantly. This is a dual control, so the ovens and the top are controlled differently. So I can turn my tops on and heat them up within about 10 minutes, and I can either have both on or just the left or just the right, which is terribly handy. And then my ovens I can have on slumber mode, or I can have them on full heat or turned off. My ovens are on full heat because I've been baking bread and actually I've done quite a lot of cooking today already on here. So actually, rather than putting my tops on again, I just put the pan straight into the Arga and it's been cooking away in there. I'm going to let it cool for 5 to 10 minutes before using my blender, and that way if it splashes it's not going to be boiling hot and it's not going to scald. So I should just leave it there and let some of the steam come off before pureeing it up. So that has been cooling and it will be cool enough to go in with my stick blender. I'm using a Kenwood tri-blade and I've had this one for years. It works really well and I find it terribly useful. But something that you always need to be careful with. My Always pan always has quite a lot of heat in the handle, so I'm using my arm gloves and just going to puree it up. There we are, that is done, and literally while I was pureeing it I just had a child come and tell me that they were hungry. It's perfect timing. Mummy has just made a whole load of soup. That can sit on there and I can slice my sourdough. It's a little bit tricky to cut sourdough when it's still slightly warm, but scrummy. I don't think she can wait. Right, let's do a bowl of soup and then I'm going to talk through freezing options. Look at that, delicious, really good for you. You cannot beat homemade. Always have a taste test and check the seasoning. That is something that is quite important. So you should just have a little test and see whether it needs anything extra. Okay. I think that is scrumptious, perfect. Now, for freezing, Tupperwares, freezer bags. I use old yogurt pots. I don't have any at the moment since we have moved, but portion it up. Let it cool, portion it up, pop it in the freezer. Always make sure you carefully label what you're putting in the freezer. So I have down here a roll of sticky labels where I can easily write on the item and the date. It's really important to date things, but that is going to give me probably about 6 portions, which is perfect. I always freeze in portion size because that way you can get 2 portions out for per person. I can give Simon a Tupperware and say, there you are, that's your lunch, darling. It can defrost in the office and he can have a healthy lunch rather than going and buying a shop bought sandwich or something like that. So batch cooking, I find, if you have got the freezer space, is the way forward. Even if you don't have the freezer space to make this quantity, you can make half the amount and have, you know, an extra portion left in the fridge for a following evening or lunch or something like that. But it really is, if you're going to make the effort to make something, then make extra and be able to have leftovers or freeze it. My weekly meal planner and shopping list I will leave linked down below this video. It's really handy, and I do find that if you take 10-15 minutes of time once a week to sit down and plan ahead, it saves time and also money. It is much cheaper to batch cook and to plan your meals than thinking, oh my goodness, what am I going to have tonight, and buying something that you might not necessarily want to have, might not be so healthy, and definitely will probably be more expensive. So think about batch cooking, think about meal planning. I really hope that you have enjoyed this week's video. I know that I have loved being back in the kitchen, in my new kitchen, sharing a recipe with you and talking through my tips on batch cooking and meal planning. Now, if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you hit the subscribe button, and I will see you on Friday with my weekly vlog. And in the meantime, have a super week and lots of love.